I think in the real world, insurance is absolutely the way you secure assets. It is like, who owns a house without insurance? Like, I mean, of course, lots of people, but honestly, not as many as you'd think. I think that there are innovative security, as Stefan said, you can't insure protocols TVL, especially when it gets 100 million. Like, I think Nexus Mutual or someone said that the chances of Aave getting hacked are like 2%, but 2%, $64 billion, right? Like, you can't pay that kind of bill to make it work. But I do think there could be interesting models around insurance, for instance, with white hats, right? What if you're insuring against white hat bounties instead? Instead of the project putting money up and saying, hey, we're going to pay out this, maybe there's some kind of way to work with the auditing company, work with an insurance company that does the actuarial math, and the project instead just pays a monthly fee based off of TVL or some kind of system like this. I mean, these are things that, just talking to people in the security industry, this is something that has kind of come up. I don't know. No, I haven't heard of anyone really working on that. It would be super cool if they could, because I do think insurance is a really critical way, like an obvious thing that we're missing in the space, or that will grow in this space. It is a dimension, like an industry that will grow here. And I also think that, like you were saying about like teaming up on things, I would love to see different blockchains kind of coordinate with their largest projects and kind of take more of a HOA model, like a housing association model, where everyone kicks in some money for a shared resource. Because in the end, security is one of the most classic public goods out there, and funding public goods is a very difficult problem to solve. One of the best ways to solve it is making clear boundaries, like following Eleanor Ostrom principles. Eleanor Ostrom is the first woman to ever win a Nobel Prize in economics, and she really disproved the tragedy of the commons theory and did a meta study on like, how do all these different commons that have lasted or over a generation, like over 100 years, what did they do to survive and coordinate to keep the commons alive? And there's a bunch of things there, but some of the things that are most relevant: drawing clear boundaries, creating a nested enterprises so that you have like, you're not coordinating with such a large group of people, and a mutual monitoring and these kinds of solutions. And so if we can study some of her work and I think apply some of them in more of like an HOA model thing, where everyone who is affected, who benefits from the security, is really pressured to kick money in, so that we can be a little more efficient with protocol layer securities. That makes a lot of sense. I think that there's a lot of promise in that kind of coordination. And that's definitely something that the DAO Security Fund is really excited to coordinate around, is creating these sorts of systems and supporting them from a social level, especially, of making this coordination happen a little bit easier. But we got to do something, because like Stefan said, AI is here and it is powering the good guys as much as the bad guys. And I don't know exactly how we're going to survive if we're not looking at all the old protocols and all the old stuff that people aren't looking at very much anymore. It doesn't have bug bounties, and yet it's critical infrastructure. I mean, this is actually what made the DAO start in the first place, the DAO Security Fund, is a lack of faith in old infrastructure that we were using. So yeah.